Every mile drives the economy, from the drivers who fill the shelves to the professionals, investments, and innovations that support it. Behind it all are decisions made every day, under pressure and at scale. Hosted by leaders from across the industry, this is Cents Per Mile, insights that drive better decisions, a CDL Life production.
Welcome to another episode of Cents Per Mile. I am Kevin Hall, privileged to be part of an amazing team at CDL Life, and I'm always honored to be joined by my two very esteemed colleagues, Mr. Tom Albrecht, CRO of Reliance Partners, and Karen Smearcheck, president and owner of Varia Trucking. Great to have you all again. Before we get started, before we dive into today's topic, we would appreciate any feedback. Like, subscribe, comment below. Head on over to centspermilepodcast.com. Give us your feedback or some suggestions for topics in the future. You know, there's been so much going on in trucking, so many topics, challenges, conflicts, opinions. But from a public's view, what is the thing that the public really looks for in trucking? Obviously, hey, deliver my stuff, make sure the shelves are full. But also, I have kids, family running down the highways at 70 miles per hour beside these big old vehicles. They just want safety, right? So today we're going to be talking about safety, compliance, what goes into that. We have some great discussion to happen today. You know, Tom, the mission of the FMCSA is to reduce crashes, injuries, and fatalities involving trucks and buses. How's that actually going these days?
Well, statistically, it's not been a good trend the last few years. I think the first year after COVID, there was a reduction in accidents just because there were fewer miles being run by the general motoring public. So the trucks had a little bit more room to run on the highways, but there's been a decidedly negative uptrend the last 2 to 3 years. And of course, we've all seen the horrific footage of different accidents starting in Texas last year, Florida, California, numerous other ones. It seems to be almost a weekly occurrence anymore. There was just something on involving a Target trailer out in California. 35 or so were injured. I think there was at least one death. So safety has come back into vogue. It almost feels like the FMCSA went through a period where the S was not emphasized the way it should have been. But in the last year, that is absolutely at the forefront of Administrator Bars and the rest of his team, what they're doing.
Fantastic. And Tom, I know you have some acronyms that you want to chat about today before we turn it over to Karen.
Well, you know, trucking is the alphabet soup of the English language. I started to jot down all of the acronyms that are involved with trucking, and I'm sure I left off a few, but I jotted down. Of course, we start with the DOT, then we have the FMCSA, we have CVSA, then we start to get into CSA and ISS, and of course, there's the NHTSA. Here's what I do know. If you're not paying attention to CSA and ISS, amongst other things, you're going to be absolutely SOL. And and the S does not mean slowly out of luck. I think our audience knows what that means. So safety is paramount if you want to avoid the SOL.
Yeah. And Karen, I know safety is near and dear to your heart, and I think you've been able to avoid the SOL component of that. So give us your insights to your approach to safety.
Yeah, I think for me, safety is everyone's responsibility.